Kyle Kulinski has got to have one of the single worst political minds in ever. He recently made this video. Kyrsten Sinema hits 8% approval rating. Yeah, that was one poll conducted by LGBTQ Nation. I just looked, and according to The Hill, which is a left-leaning publication, she has more Republican support. But she's at like 44 with Republicans or 46 with Republicans and like 42 with Democrats in her state. This is why I don't like individual polls. They're meaningless because they can be easily manipulated.
I've been told by the media that, look, you don't understand it. You're just a stupid leftist, and you're not strategic enough. You're not.
I don't want to say you're a stupid leftist. The problem is that leftists live in their Dyson spheres. They do not hear nor want to hear any outside opinion contrary to their own. That's the problem with leftists.
Intelligent enough. You don't know how to win elections. You don't know what's popular. And
again, look at the 2021 result. And as for voter ID laws, a supermajority of Americans support it. You could actually probably get a constitutional amendment passed on the son of a bitch.
And we've been told, in no uncertain terms, the reason Joe Manchin has to act how he acts is he's a senator from West Virginia. West Virginia is not all that left. Sorry, buddy. Wake up. The reason why Kyrsten Sinema acts the way she acts is that it's ideological.
Yes, if Joe Manchin were to embrace your insane policies, he would lose immediately. Kyrsten Sinema would also lose immediately.
Intelligent. She's repping the voters of Arizona. That's what she's doing. It's not like California or New York or Hawaii or some more left state. So it's a matter of necessity. It's a matter of...
Hell, you couldn't get Nina Turner elected. You couldn't get anybody elected. You're gonna lose Georgia too. So you're gonna lose the Senate. And you're gonna lose the House.
Political ideology, and it's a matter of honor. And she's a person with integrity who's just repping the people of her own state. Well, now we have some...
How about this? How about your plans suck?
New numbers, we're going to see just how true that is, so take a look. Sinema's favorable rating among Arizona Democrats at a whopping 8%, according to Civics.
Arizona Democrats, but the Republicans love her. Oh my God. What if Sinema flips right now? Like, seriously. What if she gets sick and tired of you idiots constantly badgering and bitching at her? Meanwhile, you have the Arizona Democrats censuring her. If I was her, I'd be like, fuck these people. I'm out as a Democrat. Hey, McConnell, where do I sign on the Republican dotted line? You are aware that for the first time in like 2 decades, the Republicans have a registration advantage. That's unheard of.
8%. She has 80% unfavorable among Democrats, 8% favorable, and you can see when the switch started.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but the only places I found anything supporting that is left-wing sites, and I'm sure this guy, because you follow him, is super left.
Started happening. You can see it was February when the switch started happening, and then by like March 1st, total tank. That was probably when we were getting the reports that she, totally sold out to corporate America and was representing Big Pharma over the people of her state and was acting in the most disgusting, corrupt way imaginable. So, by the way, I also happen to have her numbers here. You didn't see them on that tweet there, but I have her numbers here. Overall, she has a 27% favorable rating. Congrats.
Yeah, once again, complete. I just checked this woman's Twitter following. Complete, utter, total leftist.
You're now in low Dick Cheney and George W. Bush territory. 27% favorable. And so, now among Republicans, she has a higher approval rating. But notice something. When you're a Democrat...
By the way, Kyle, do you understand what happens if Manchin or Sinema, and they might do this just before the midterms, or maybe in the summer. Do you know what happens? Suddenly Chuck Schumer ain't the head of the Senate anymore, or whatever they call him. You get McConnell back. Kamala Harris's power is utterly nullified. You don't get anything.
And you give Republicans, like, everything they want. Because her whole stance on Build Back Better is like, no. There's 1,000 provisions in there that are fantastic, that all poll individually very popular.
Oh, individually very popular. Yeah, as an idea. Then when the taxes go up to pay for it, it craters.
Kyrsten Sinema stands there and says, no. No to that, no to that, no to that, no to that. No. www.no.com.org.net. She says no. 44% favorable among Republicans. So even giving Republicans everything they want in this negotiation, Republican voters, less than half of them are still like, okay, we like you.
Yeah, I just checked it out on the Hill. It's more like 47 Republican, 42. And again, the Hill is left-leaning. Let's be honest. But
so even if you do exactly
this is what
they
bubble
want,
living does.
They don't like you. It's almost like there's a lesson in here somewhere. And the lesson is, Politics 101 is don't abandon your base if you want to remain popular. Now that...
Arizona is not a blue state. I'll be fair and say it's a purple state. Kyrsten Sinema has to represent both bases. And the Democrats that are in Arizona are not, you freaking far leftists.
Begs the question, though. Does she want to remain popular? Why is she doing what she's doing? Well, look, one of the theories I floated
She'd like to keep her job
early on as definitely a possibility when it comes to Kyrsten Sinema is that she has no interest in running for re-election. And she wants to get out of D.C. and cash in.
That's possible. Or maybe she's pissed off with you guys. Or maybe she's not a far leftist. Again, I guarantee you the Republicans would embrace her with open arms. And believe it or not, Kyle, the Republican Party doesn't give a rat's ass that Kyrsten Sinema both likes to suck dick and eat pussy.
You know, sit on her ass all day, all year, and get paid $1 million or $2 million from some corporation that she super served when she was a senator. And that's now looking more and more likely by the day. Because there was no grand strategy here.
Again, Arizona is not reliably blue. It is about as purple as it gets. If she embraces your far-left bullshit socialist policies, she will kiss her career goodbye.
But if I just act more centrist, I will be viewed as a maverick like John McCain, and it'll be wonderful. Well, here you go. You acted as a maverick in that you stabbed Democrats in the back, and now virtually nobody likes you. 8% approval rating among Democrats. Now, I'm waiting for my apology from mainstream media. Because they said, you just don't get it. You just don't get it. She has to act like this. It's Arizona. That's how the state is. So she has to act like this. It's ideological. She has integrity. These are really her position.
Okay, I'm just gonna pull this up. He's driving me fucking nuts. Boom. This was done yesterday. Right here, 42% of Arizona Democrats view her favorably. 44% of Arizona Republicans view her favorably. And I don't know where... if they were likely voters or registered or what, but okay, it's fucking 44 to 42. Okay, the only place that has this 8% shit is things like this. Okay? And you're not going to get some progressive candidate as a senator. The only state that you might get it is either a very tiny blue state like Vermont, but I don't even think you'd get it in New York. You're not. I honestly would say AOC is going to have a hell of a time becoming a senator in New York.
It turns out none of that was true, and it didn't make her more popular. It turns out we were right all along. Now, what was our position all along? Follow the money. That was our position. When she ran back when she was in Congress, she ran on lowering prescription drug prices. Now she's in the Senate. She raised $1 million from Big Pharma, and she flipped and said, no, I'm not in favor of lowering drug prices now. I don't want to lower them at all. So what accounts for that? It's because they paid her. This is corruption. That's a bribe. Now they pretend, well, it's just a campaign contribution, and that's different. Oh, is it? Then why does it predict the way these politicians act across the board? Because it's not like a free speech issue like the Supreme Court would have you believe. It is a corruption issue. And this is the result. So I'm waiting for my apology from the mainstream media, because they thought she was some electoral genius who is doing what she has to do for her state, and it turns out her state despises her.
Not according to what I just read.
You have to wonder, are the people in mainstream media just not intelligent enough to figure this out?
No, it's because they're not in the bubble. They are not in the progressive, leftist, socialist, Justice Democrat, whatever you want to call it, bubble, Kyle. And what are you going to do? Do you honestly think you're going to get a fucking Democrat senator or a Justice Democrat elected in Arizona? If Look at how bad it went for you in 2020. It was worse in 2021. What the fuck are you going to do if members of the squad start getting picked off? Like Talib. Or hell, it'd be really funny if it was AOC. Then I would laugh my ass off. But this is where the disconnect is. The country is not progressive. And the more you keep pushing this woke politic bullshit, the harder and harder Democrats are going to get smacked down each and every time. Again, Kyle, you have one of the worst political minds on YouTube. You seem to think that your policies are popular and you refuse to get out of your bubble and take a look around. If I was running a campaign in damn near every single district, I could probably beat you. There's very few exceptions where you'd win. But again, just keep it up, and you're going to find yourself in the Democrats will find themselves in the extreme minority for the next 30 fucking years. I don't know what to tell you. The pendulum is swinging, and it's swinging away from you. All right, that wraps up this motherfucker.